You're now nearing the second phase of the course number 3 on hardware. We'll be covering cell phones and printers in this course. Once again, just like in the prior course, the reason you want to know these things about cell phones and printers is that it can make you a better QWERTY expert. You can be able to recognize legacy hardware and software, especially when it comes to cell phones. Software errors, testing of software, and it does raise your expert level in forensics. The main thing about cell phones that we're going to cover are the handset itself, the power supplies for a cell phone, and the different types of connectors. Handsets come in 3 different types today. There's the standard phone that we all know about. It's just a keyboard and a screen that shows us what we're calling. Then we have the smartphone. This is more of the Apple iPhone type of phone or Galaxy Touch. And the phones themselves will run applications. So when you're looking at one of these phones, this is really like a computer system. Not only does it have the operating system of an Android or iPhone, which is IX operating system. Most of those are seen on normal laptops and also on tablets. And it runs applications. So theoretically, it is a PC in the hands of an individual. And then you have the tablet phone. Basically, it's just a tablet, a large cell phone in size that is operating as a tablet because of the bigger screen. Let's not forget about some of the new items that are coming out for cell phones and their handsets, such as a watch, the Apple Watch, in which it's connected via Bluetooth to the cell phone and becomes an extension of the cell phone screen, as well as it can run apps and, of course, tell time. And let's not forget about the legacy items that came before that, such as the iPod Nano, the Touch, or the big iPod Touch. You have to remember that all these had Wi-Fi capabilities, which also gave them the capabilities to be a Skype or iPhone device making phone calls, as well as running other applications as long as they were connected to a Wi-Fi connection. Here's some examples of the power supplies for a cell phone. Almost all are either 5 volts, and very rarely do you see a 3 or a 12. But they'll look somewhat like the adapters you see before you, with the exception of the 2 on the bottom. Those are basically lithium batteries, some with solar cells attached, like you see on the right-hand side with the green one, that keep charging the lithium cell, and that you just plug your phone into, just like it would be a wall plug, except it's drawing its electricity and recharging from the battery contained within the device itself. Over the years, there have been many different types of cell phone connections for the cell phones. This was caused by the manufacturers wanting to make sure you had to buy their charging cable if you want to charge your phone that you got from them. And they usually charge a high price for that. Although a lot of things are now becoming standardized on the USB and mini USB or micro USB charging cables. Some of the exceptions to that would be, though, that the iPod, iPhone, and iPad are either using the original wide connector, as you see above on the right-hand side, or the really popular Apple Lightning connector that you see in the center. Almost all these were 5 volts or 12 volts, but 5 volts is becoming the standard in the industry. Here are some of the printers that you'll be seeing when you do forensics. Mainly you'll be seeing the laser printer or the inkjet printer. Yes, you will be doing forensics on inkjet printers and laser printers. Items such as some laser printers have hard drives built in where they save the stored print jobs, and you can actually do a forensic to recover those off that hard drive. Or you're going to be comparing a document to say, hey, was this printed on this inkjet printer that he owns or she owns, or that laser printer that person owns or not owns? Because there will be unique fingerprints associated with printers when it comes to printing. So basic knowledge of how they operate is good to know for court. When it comes to inkjet printers, as you see on the left, basically all inkjet printers are alike. They'll have a piezoelectric transducer, basically something that spits out a droplet of ink, a real small droplet of ink, and it's dropped onto the substrate, aka the paper. When it comes to colored inkjet printers, it is still the same process. A nozzle and ink and a small droplet of ink, except they do it in different colors going across the paper. When it comes to laser printers, it's not done the same. Basically, you have a laser that will charge a drum. In other words, it shoots a laser onto a rotating drum, and it creates a positive or negative charge in little dots going across that drum. Then you have a developer roll, which is basically a roll that goes into a tone hopper of colored powder. For color printers, it would be red, yellow, and blue, because all colors can be made from those three colors, and then black. But as that developer rolled onto the drum, the toner will adhere to the negatively charged areas of the drum and not the positively charged areas, which means that it develops a small dot of that tone. By now, you should now have a very good general knowledge of PCs, cellular phones, and printer hardware.